Om Shanti. Good morning, Diamond morning. Today, Baba is speaking about remembrance again, of course. Doesn't want our mind to wander here and there. That means we have to be concentrated in our soul conscious state. From the moment we are not concentrated in our soul conscious state, the body pulls us here, there, and everywhere. And he's speaking about a certain power today. And he wants us to accumulate that power. And that is the power of silence. And the yukti he's giving us today for that is remember Baba in the home and take drishti from Baba. And that power of silence will take us a long way, because it is the power of silence that gets us concentrated in our soul conscious state. And that is what pulls us to Baba. So let's listen to Baba's sweet versions today of the 7th of October, 2023. In the essence, Baba says, sweet children, instead of allowing your intellects to wander here and there, remember the Father in the home. Take your intellects far, far away. This is called the pilgrimage of remembrance. Question: what are the signs of the children who remember the Father with true hearts? Answer. First point. The children who remember the Father with true hearts can never perform any sinful actions. They never do anything that would defame the Father. They have very good manners. Excuse me. Second point. They stay in remembrance even when eating their meals. They awake from their sleep naturally at the right time. They are very tolerant and very sweet. They never hide anything from the Father. And so our pilgrimage is unique. Om Shanti. The Father sits here and explains to you, children. Some understand about the incorporeal Father. Some understand the corporeal Father. And some understand the Mother and Father. Even when this Mother and Father explain, the Mother is separate from the Father. When the incorporeal explains, the incorporeal is separate from the corporeal. But it is the Father who explains this. Only you children know that there are physical pilgrimage places, and the spiritual pilgrimage place. Those physical pilgrimages last for half a cycle. If you say that they have been continuing for birth after birth, it will then be understood that they have been continuing from the beginning and that they are eternal. It is not like that. This is why it is said they have continued for half a cycle. The Father has come and has explained to you the secrets of those pilgrimages. Manmanabha means the spiritual pilgrimage. He definitely explains to souls because the one who explains is the Supreme Father. No one else can explain it. Each one goes to the pilgrimage place of the founder of that religion. This is also a custom and system for half a cycle. They go to all the pilgrimage places, but those places cannot grant anyone salvation. They themselves repeatedly go on pilgrimages. They go on pilgrimage to Amarnath and to Badrinath every year. And they also go to the 4 pilgrimage places. Now, only you know about this spiritual pilgrimage. The Supreme, Bible says, the spiritual Supreme Father has said, Manmanabha, renounce all the physical pilgrimages and remember me, and you will go to the true heaven. A pilgrimage means coming and going. That only happens at this time. There are no pilgrimages in the Golden Age. You will go and sit in the ashram of heaven. And Baba is using the word swaga, ashram, for all time. That is heaven. Here, they just gave that name to a place. In fact, there is no heavenly ashram here. The Golden Age is called the heavenly ashram. Baba says, hell cannot be given that name. The residents of hell reside in hell, and the residents of heaven reside in heaven. Here people go to physical ashrams and then come back. The Unlimited Father explains all of this. In fact, there is only the one true unlimited Guru. The Unlimited Father is also only the one. Although they speak of Guru Angad Khan, Aga Khan, is not really a Guru. He is not a bestower of salvation. If he were a bestower of salvation, he himself would be able to go into liberation and salvation. He cannot be called a Guru. They have simply given him that name. Sikhs say Sadguru Akan, the immortal Sadguru. In fact, only the one Supreme Soul is Sat Shri Akan, the one who is called the Sadguru. He alone is the one who grants salvation. Those of Islam, the Buddhists, and Brahma, etc., cannot do this, even though they speak of Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu. Although Brahma can be called a Guru, there cannot be Guru Vishnu or Guru Shankar. There definitely is the name Guru Brahma, but there must also be the Guru of Guru Brahma. Sat Shri Akal has no Guru. He is the only Satguru. And that is, of course, referring to Shiva. Murli, there are no gurus or philosophers, etc., who give spiritual knowledge except the one. Buddha, etc., bring everyone else down with them. He has to go through the stages of Raja and Tamo. He doesn't come to grant salvation. The name bestow of salvation is only known for the one, but he has then also been called omnipresent. In that case, what is the need to adopt a guru? I am a guru. You are a guru. I am Shiva and you are Shiva. No one would be satisfied with that. However, yes, because they're pure, they are given regard, but they cannot grant salvation. It is only the one who is called the true Guru. There are many types of Guru. Even a master who teaches you is called a Guru. This one is also the master. He teaches you how to battle with Maya. You children have the knowledge of being Trikaldarshi, with which you become the rulers of the globe. Only those who know the world cycle become the kings who are the rulers of the globe. To know the cycle of the drama and to know the beginning, middle, and end of the Kalpa tree is the same thing. The symbol of the cycle has been mentioned in the scriptures. The books of philosophy are separate. There are many types of books. Yeah, you don't need any books. You have to understand what the Father is teaching you. All the children have a right to the Father's property. However, not everyone would have the same property in heaven. The kingdom belongs to those who belong to the Father. When you say Baba and listen to even a little knowledge, you claim a right, but it is number one's. There is a lot of difference between the emperor of the world and the subjects and maids and servants. A whole kingdom is being established. By belonging to the Father, you definitely receive. What do we receive by belonging to the Father? The unlimited, you receive the inheritance of heaven. You receive the inheritance from the Father. Because these things are new, people don't understand them. The Father explains that there are no vices in the Golden Age. Maya herself doesn't exist there. So where could the vices come from? The kingdom of Maya begins in the Copper Age. These are the 5 chains of Ravan. They don't exist yet. You don't have to go into a lot of discussion. That is the totally viceless world. However, whatever the customs and systems are of giving birth to children, the coronation ceremonies, and the building of palaces, etc., they will definitely be good because that is heaven. The Father explains, children, you constantly have to connect your intellects and yoga on this spiritual pilgrimage. Children, you constantly have to connect your intellects in yoga on this spiritual pilgrimage. So let's try to connect. This is very easy. People wake up early in the morning on the path of devotion. So even on the path of knowledge, you have to wake up early and remember the Father. You mustn't study any other books, etc. The Father says, remember me alone, because the death of everyone, young and old, is now just ahead. When a person is dying, people say to that person, remember God. If you don't remember God in your final moments, you wouldn't be able to go to heaven. So the Father also says, Manmanabha, you mustn't even remember this body. I, a soul, am an actor, a child of Shiv Baba. You have to stay in remembrance constantly. Generally, you wouldn't tell little children to remember God. Yeah, you have to tell everyone because everyone has to go to the Father. You have to connect your intellects in yoga to the Father. You mustn't fight or quarrel with anyone. That is very damaging. When someone says something, ignore it as though you haven't heard it. You shouldn't create any opposition, which would begin a fight. You have to be tolerant in every situation. And you also have to understand that the Father is the Father and also Dharamraj. If anything happens, simply report it to the Father. That would then reach Dharamraj anyway. And that person will be subject to punishment. The Father says, I give happiness. It is Dharamraj who causes sorrow, that is, gives punishment. I don't have a right to give punishment. Shiv Baba says, I don't have a right to give punishment. You have to tell me, and then Dharamraj will give the punishment. Such a sweet, interesting point. By telling Baba about it, you will become light because he is still the right hand. Those who defame the Sadguru cannot reach their destination. Only Dharamraj would pass judgment as to who is to be blamed. Nothing can remain hidden from him. It would be said that a mistake was made according to the drama. But it would also have been made in the previous cycle. However, this doesn't mean that you can continue to make mistakes. In that case, how would you become free from making mistakes? If you make a mistake, you have to ask for forgiveness. In Bengal, if someone accidentally touches someone's foot, he instantly asks for forgiveness. One should have very good manners. The Father teaches a lot, but when someone doesn't understand, it is understood that his register is bad. He continues to cause defamation. His status is destroyed. There is a burden of sin for birth after birth anyway. Punishment has to be experienced for that. Then, if someone stays here and performs sinful acts, there will be 100-fold punishment received for that. Punishment has to be experienced. Baba explains about sacrificing oneself at Kashi. That is the path of devotion. This refers to the path of knowledge. Firstly, there are the sins of the past. And secondly, whatever wrong you do at this time, you accumulate 100-fold punishment for that. Very severe punishment would have to be experienced. The Father explains everything. Don't commit any sin. Become a destroyer of attachment. This takes so much effort. You mustn't remember this, Mama and Baba. You wouldn't accumulate anything by remembering them. Shiv Baba enters this one, and so you have to remember Shiv Baba. And so you have to remember Shiv Baba. It isn't that because Shiv Baba comes in this one, you have to remember this one. No. You have to remember Shiv Baba up there. You have to remember Shiv Baba and your sweet home. Keep this in your intellects, like a genie. Shiv Baba resides up there. Shiv Baba comes here and speaks to us, but we have to remember him up there, not down here. Your intellects should go far away, not remain here. Shiv Baba will go away anyway. Shiv Baba only enters this one. You cannot see him in Mama. You know that this is Shiv Baba's. You know that this is Baba's chariot. But you look at his face. Let your intellects dangle up there. You wouldn't enjoy yourselves as much by keeping your intellects down here. This is not the pilgrimage. The limit of your pilgrimage is up there. It isn't that you should continue to look at Baba because Shiv Baba is in him. In that case, your habit of going up above would be broken. The Father says, remember me up there. Connect your intellects in yoga there. Some foolish people, in brackets, Buddhas, think that they should just sit here and continue to look at Baba. Oh, but you have to connect your intellects to the sweet home. Shiv Baba cannot constantly sit in this chariot. He simply comes here and does service. He takes his chariot, does service, and then leaves the chariot. One cannot always be riding a bull. So your intellect should remain up there. Baba comes, speaks the Murli, and then leaves. This one's intellect also remains up there. You should do it in the right way. Otherwise, you will repeatedly fall off the track. That one is only here for a short time. If Shiv Baba were not in him, why would you remember this one? Even this one can speak a Murli. Sometimes he is in this one, and sometimes he is not. Sometimes he takes a rest. You have to remember him there. Sometimes Baba has the thought, according to the drama, I will go and speak the same Murli that I spoke on this day in the previous cycle. You can also say that you will claim as much inheritance from the Father as you did in the previous cycle. Excuse. You definitely have to mention the name of Shiv Baba. However, no one would know how to say this. The Father's name would definitely be remembered. It isn't that you just have to sit and look at this one. Baba has explained. Remember Shiv Baba. Otherwise, sins will be committed. You constantly have to remember the Father. Otherwise, your sins will not be absolved. The destination is very high. This is not like going to your auntie's home. It shouldn't be that when you begin to take a meal, you remember Baba and then that's it. That you begin to eat just like that. No, you have to remember him the whole time you're eating. This requires effort. You cannot receive a high status just like that. This is why you can see that out of millions, only 8 jewels pass. The destination is very high. You have to become the masters of the world. This would not be in anyone's intellect. It wasn't even in this one's intellect. Was referring to Brahma Baba. Back to the Murli. Just think about it. Who would receive 84 births? Definitely those who come first are Lakshmi and Narayan. These are all the things that you have to churn. The Father explains, let your hands do the work while your heart stays in remembrance. You may continue to do your business, etc., but constantly have to remember, but you constantly have to continue to remember the Father. This is your pilgrimage. You don't have to go on those pilgrimages and then come back. Many people go on pilgrimages, but it is now very dirty even there in those physical pilgrimages. It's very dirty even there. Back to the Murli. There should never be a brothel at a pilgrimage place. Now, there is so much corruption. There is not one master there. They quickly begin to insult one another. Today, someone may be a chief minister, and tomorrow they would throw him out. They become slaves to Maya. They accumulate money and build houses, etc. They even steal to get wealth. You are now making preparations. So what preparations are we making? To go to heaven. You should only remember that. You also have to imbibe everything. You should write down each Murli and then revise it. You have a lot of time available. At night, you have a lot of time. Stay awake at night, and that habit will be instilled. The eyes of those who truly remember Baba will open naturally. Baba tells you his own experience of how he awakes naturally at night. Nowadays, people make so much effort to fall asleep. Yes, of course, the body gets tired by doing a lot of physical work. Look how old Baba's chariot is. Just think about it. Baba comes into the impure world and makes so much effort. He used to make so much effort on the path of devotion. And even now he makes so much effort. The body is impure. And the world is also impure. Baba says, I have a lot of rest for half a cycle. I don't think about anything. I have to think a lot on the path of devotion. That is why the Father is remembered as the merciful one, the ocean of knowledge, and the ocean of bliss. They praise him so much. That same Father is teaching us. No one else can teach us. Acha. Okay. To the sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the Mother, the Father, Bapdada. The spiritual father says, Namaste to the spiritual children. And the spiritual children say, Namaste to the spiritual father. Essence for dharana, first point. Don't oppose anyone. If someone says anything, just ignore it as though you haven't heard anything. You have to become tolerant. You mustn't have the Satguru defeat. The second point. You mustn't allow your register to be spoiled. If you make a mistake, tell the Father about it and ask for forgiveness. Instill the habit of remembering him up there. Baba's blessing for today. May you increase your account of accumulation of the power of silence and have a right to an elevated status. Baba explains this very beautifully. Baba says, just as the power of science makes a lot of impact at present and enables you to have temporary attainments, in the same way, increase your account of accumulation of the power of silence. Accumulate power in yourself with the divine drishti of the Father. For only then will you be able to give others what you have accumulated. Those who accumulate the power of silence and know the importance of drishti become those who have arrived to an elevated status. The spiritual sparkle of happiness is visible on their faces. And the slogan for today: let your natural attention be paid to yourself, and you will not have any type of tension. Let your natural attention be paid to yourself, and you will not have any type of tension. Om Shanti. So Baba wants us to have such remembrance, remembering him up there. He wants us to accumulate this power of silence. So have a powerful day in Baba's sweet remembrance. Om Shanti.